But this picture right here though is hilarious. Like him basically saying like, y'all said they was fast, but not that fast. Like, yo, what's good, YouTube? As y'all can see by the title, you already know what we're reacting to. I'm giving y'all 2 videos in one. So we can react to the prelim, you know, the whole little get down with DK, and then we're gonna get to the final. Y'all gonna get the backstories. Y'all gonna get the whole thing in one. So sit back, get your snacks, get whatever you need to enjoy the show. Let's get it. Yo, I don't think, matter of fact, I don't think. I know. Y'all don't understand how big this dude is in person. It's literally like, it don't even make sense. Like, they got him 6'3". He's gotta be, and he's for sure like 6'5", 235. Maybe 240. Like, bruh. I'm telling you, when bro was hovering over me, like, and I'm not short. Bro was hovering over me, and I'm like, nah, this ain't it. This not it. They had me on TV in a jumbotron in the stadium looking like a little boy. I definitely didn't appreciate that. But y'all definitely obviously got to see this cat in person, but it was crazy. I definitely salute him. Before we get in this video, I definitely salute him for coming out there, because he definitely didn't have to do that. Like, you already got your change from the NFL. Like, you coming out here, obviously he was doing it as a workout, but for him to come out there, I salute him for sure, because he the first NFL person to come out here and do it. So all I'm worried about, obviously, is staying in my dry phase. Because I know when I come up, I'm gonna be in good position. Right now, I just feel like I was chilling. You feel me? Like, you can even see, like, towards the end, I was just chilling. Like, I just coasted through the line. Like, I didn't really, lean. I didn't put too much effort. And as you can see, it looked like I was staying, like, consistent the whole race from, like, 60 to 40. Like, I drove, and then I was just up, you feel what I'm saying? You'll see the difference in the final, like how much, my arms were swinging more and all that. But I felt like in the prelim, like, I wasn't as warm, and I just wasn't, I didn't have that oomph. You feel me? That oomph from that final. But that's what I see for sure. So boom. Then come up. Make sure I'm in the lead. Boom. Just make sure you get the win. That's it. Alright, before we watch this last replay of the prelim. So basically, this is the prelim, right? So you get there, boom, boom, whatever. So we get to the line. They like, oh, you got 6 minutes, before the race starts, before the TV and all that stuff come on. So I'm like, 6 minutes? Like, why are we out here so early? Like, mind you, it wasn't the best weather as far as, like, it wasn't hot, so it was a little chilly, whatever. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So I'm setting up my blocks, and as I'm setting up my blocks, I slit my whole finger. Like, I'm talking about my finger was bleeding non-stop. It wouldn't stop. I'm talking about it wouldn't stop at all, like dripping blood. And so come back from my block start, I'm asking everybody behind, like, can I get a towel? So I'm holding the towel against my finger so it can stop bleeding. As soon as I put the towel down, it started leaking again. Grab it again. So I keep looking up at the jumbo trying to make sure I'm not on TV or on the camera, because, you feel me, I ain't trying to be on TV like finger tripping like that. So if you look closely, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see, but if you look closely right here behind the number 7, you can see this white towel right here. So you can see I ain't lying. I'm telling you, like, my finger, it was, I don't know, and I didn't feel it either. That's the thing, I didn't feel it when it happened. So I kept doing that, And so one of the people came to me. They was like, "Oh, do you need a Band-Aid?" I'm like, "Bro, I ain't putting no Band-Aid on TV. Like, man, I'd rather it bleed." So we'll get the towel, whatever. Get on the line. So as I'm on the line right now, my finger, the blood is literally like seeping out and all on the lane, all on the line. I'm like, oh my god, this is crazy. I hope they don't zoom in, cause this ain't right. But that's a little backstory, like before the whole race even happened. And you know, at that moment, those are the moments like where you work on, you know, your mental game when it comes to track, because anybody, you know, could have been thrown off by that. So I feel like, you know, me getting back, refocused, like, okay, don't even worry about it. Just, you know, do what you do. It's only going to take 10 seconds, finish the race, and then let's get right. You can worry about it after when you get ready to go to final. That was my whole big thing.
In 5 will be the one to watch. DK Metcalf.
So let's get right.
From the far right.
So boom, in the drive, and as I come up, I'm just like, okay, just make sure you're in the front. Make sure you're in the front. Make sure you top 3. That was really all it was to it. Make sure you get top 3. You top 3, you move on to the final. That's my biggest thing. Like, it doesn't matter. I don't care if I came in 3rd. Like, it literally didn't matter. Just make sure you get to the final. Boom. When you get to the final, put on the show. Period. That's really all it was to it. See how he bumped my boy right here? Look, watch this. Watch out. Why you do my boy like that?
Guys are both examining the replays. First to the winner, Trayvon. Just your thoughts on the way you battled down the home straightaway there and came across, even though you got a bloody finger for the win early.
It was pretty good. I'm really trying to, you know, work on my start and continue to build on the meets that I do have, you know, going in the trials. So I just tried to finish strong in this race, you know, finish the line.
What were your initial thoughts about DK being in this race today?
I was actually very excited. You know, I watch him on TV all the time, and so it was really good. You know, I ain't like what he did, you know, to my Giants, but besides that, you know, it was definitely good to have him and have all the NFL fans, you know, tune in. So that was good.
How about the Buda Baker rundown? Wasn't that something?
Oh man, that was crazy. When he won the drive pace, I knew he was going to go get him.
He was there.
Yeah.
DK, you ran 10:36. That's your time that you came in here today. Your thoughts on just how you performed?
Man, just happy to be here. Excited to have the opportunity. Just thank God for, you know, the opportunity to just come out here and run against world-class athletes like this.
Right. I referenced the Buda Baker rundown, which was just a huge NFL moment, a huge sporting moment, and that's where all the generated talk came from that got you here. What made you make the decision to drop your shoes on the track in that little video you tweeted and ultimately come out here and run against these guys today?
You know, just working out. I mean, just to test my speed up against, you know, world-class athletes like this. You know, like I said, man, just had the opportunity to come out here and run against these guys was just a blessing.
Yeah, you weren't afraid of the risk of what might happen in terms of just your profile and just your speed on the field, which we all love to see. Why were you not afraid to risk it?
Because I'm a football player and an athlete first. I'm a man of God, so, you know, I just do things because I want to do it.
Help us understand the difference between the speed that we see you do on the field as a wide receiver, and of course, and that chase down versus the type of speed you need on the track. Is there a difference in your mind? Did you learn something today?
Oh, yes, sir. These are world-class athletes. They do this for a living. And it's very different from football speed, from what I just, you know, realized. So, like I said, man, just excited to be out here.
Finally, real quick, with that time, Otto Bolden really impressed with what you did, 10:36. Does this tell you that you should come back, you should train, maybe try to lose some of that weight in the track season and make a team in the future? You think about it?
No, I got many camps to go to. So, man, like I said, just excited, man.
Yeah, Pete Carroll didn't want me to hear me talking to you
right.
like that. Exactly. Great job out here. We're glad to see you here in track and field. Trayvon, good job. We'll see you in the finals, all right? Thanks again, both of you.
So this is the first time that you step on a track and try to compete against the best our country has to offer, right?
Right.
And you came within 0.41 seconds, so it's not even a half a second of the winner of the race, who's Trayvon Gillespie. So that's still a lot on the track.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Do y'all see the size difference? Like, that's crazy though.
We listened to something pretty special. There are
Like, bro made me look like a little boy, and I ain't appreciate that.
We put DK in that
I ain't
second
appreciate
one
that at
because
all.
when
Like, that's crazy. As y'all can see me in the background, I'm laughing with the dude in the back. All right.
I could not.
So I want y'all to pay attention closely to that. Y'all can see me laughing with dude in the background. Nah, this right here was ridiculous right here. Watch this. Watch him go on a drive face. Come here. He hit him with it. Come here.
DK Metcalf, who caught and tackled
Come here.
saving the pick six. So that led USA Track and Field to say, hey, DK, if you're
And see,
you're welcome.
and see right here when USATF like tweeted at him, and for him to actually like reply and then actually go through with it, that's salute for sure. All right, now we finna get into the final. We finna get right. All right, so now before the final, I'm already knowing. I already got this in the back of my head. I already know that I'm ready. Like the whole week of practice, I'm flying at practice. Like I'm talking about flying. We had a 150. We had some flying 30s, and then we had a 150. And coach like, look, you don't get under 15 seconds, man. You got another one. So in my head, I'm like, man, kill it. I'm finna blaze this, man. So I went out there, went 14.55 in the 150. 14.5. So I knew right then and there that my top end was there. So the prelim was kind of, just setting me up for this final to run fast. I already knew my fast twitch was ready to go. I was feeling good in my blocks, like I knew. So with that 150, having that in my back pocket, knowing that when the final and it get tough, I know towards the end I'll be able to have that surge and I'll be able to finish strong. So that's all I was thinking and worrying about. And as you can see in this image, you can see right down here below, you can see on my finger, I have my finger taped. Cause that thing wouldn't even stop bleeding in the warm-ups. So, but that was kind of basically everything that I knew going into the final. I knew I had two great starters, on the side of me. And, it was just time to put it down. It was about that time. So I knew I had a couple of, rough weeks prior to that. I had a couple meets knowing I could have competed a little better. But now everything is clicking. Everything is going good. I'm feeling confident. You get your confidence up. You ready to go. So I think this was definitely a good stepping stone for sure. But let's go ahead and get to the final, man. Boom. So now you can see I'm putting more effort in the arms. And then that's when I start. That's that world famous lean. And see, at this moment, I knew. Because I heard the camera dude say Gillespie. And see, I walked up on the dude right now. And we had a little moment, which was pretty cool, pretty funny. And no, I've never met this cat in my life. It was just like we was laughing and talking about the first race. So in the final, when I seen him again in that same spot, it was like, man, I'm back basically. Like as far as like got the win, I'm back here, in the same position. But no, that was pretty funny. That was definitely pretty cool. And a lot of people don't understand too, me going back to Mtsac. Like I went to Mtsac. I had all the school records at Mtsac. So for me to go back there, and for it to be my first win of the season, my first sub 10 of the season, to do it in that, atmosphere, that moment, to have, racing DK in the prelim. And it was like, like it was just meant to happen. And so that was definitely pretty cool to have that moment for sure. That was fire. That was crazy, man. Y'all don't know, man. You gotta. It's different. So you see me. I'm just coming around to being. I already kind of figured, but I feel like for me, what a lot of people don't understand, like this is my first professional season, so I'm getting used to, the ins and outs, the meets and stuff. Because in college, you're starting to, blaze. You got indoor, you got 100 people with you at practice. Like I don't have 100 people with me at practice. Like, not giving no excuses because I'm not a man to give excuses, but just getting used to it. You have to. When you come from college, then being professional is something you got to get used to. Figuring out the meets, you don't have a 4x1 before your races, so you have to figure out some way to incorporate how to get more warm in your warm-ups, because you gotta be clicking out the gate. You feel what I'm saying? So getting used to that, figuring out what meets, you know, where to travel, and just you know, trying to figure it out. That's why, you know, you have to have a great team, a great supporting cast around you, because, you know, nobody can do it by themselves. And so that was really my main thing. And, you know, now I feel like I'm getting the hang of it a little bit, which is really good. And that's where my confidence is building out as well, on and off the track. Boom. So look, at this moment, from my view, I can see, like, in my peripheral, I see that we're all tied. As you can see, it looks like, you know, they have a step on me. I would say a step. But me knowing that the second half of the race, you know, is my better part, I know, and knowing, like I said, the week of practice that I just had, I know that stay calm. Don't worry about it. Don't panic. That's a lot of youngsters and everybody watching this video. Don't panic in these situations. That's why it's 100 meters. And as you can see, I'll go by them towards the end of the race, because it's not a 60 meter. You have to finish the whole race. So look, boom, start picking it up. Keep your form. Boom. So as you can see, my knees are still high. Knees still high, knees still pumping. Boom. You just gotta have confidence in your ability. If you have confidence in your ability, that's really what you need. I'm telling you, that's really what you need. You have to be sure, like, I'll go get him. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you gotta have that confidence. Like, man, come on now. And then once you really put it all together, you're gonna be dangerous.
That was close. And Craven has been struggling for just about the entire 2021 season.
The sense of that race and why it turned out the way it did.
You know, just fixing a couple things in practice the past couple weeks, and, you know, I didn't like how I performed a couple weeks ago in Oregon, and just making those adjustments. That's what being a professional is all about. Come out here, put it together, and, you know, got the win.
Otto Bolden mentioned that you've turned your season around to see 996 officially on the board. What does that mean?
You know, it means I'm putting it together at the right time. You know, I didn't want to run too fast in the beginning of April, you know, when I first started. So putting it together, you know, now I know where I'm at, and I feel good.
And earlier you were standing here with DK. Just want you to know that he stayed up in the stands to watch you run. So it must be cool to see that happen, huh?
Oh, man, it's amazing. I'm glad he's stuck around for that.
Okay, great job. Lee.
Appreciate you.
I feel like at that moment, like, you know, when you had those two races, you gotta make adjustments, and that's the part about being a professional. And even for you college athletes and high school athletes as well, from league to CIF or whatever, you know, you guys call it in different states, from NCAAs, from the prelim, the finals, different things like that. You have to know how to make adjustments. You have to watch film. You have to know what you done right and what you done wrong in the race. You have to identify that. If you can't identify that, that's a problem. Your coach shouldn't be the only one coaching. And I feel like that's what make me and my coach, you know, makes it more easier. And not only my coach now, but the coaches I've always had in the past, because it's like a tag team. You feel what I'm saying? So it's not like, oh, he's just the only one talking and giving input. I know what I did wrong and right as well. So, you know, two brains is always, you know, better. So putting that together, figuring out, okay, I did this, I did that, you know I can do this. And so knowing after the prelim, you know, when I went back to the warm-ups, I said, yeah, I'm going to run faster. You know, having my coaches there, having my dad there, and, you know, they see the work that I put in, you know, and I know the work that I put in as well. And so putting it together was definitely good. To drop from 10-11 to 996 was definitely a confidence booster for sure, and just continue to put it together. So that was definitely a fun meet. It was definitely fun having DK out there. And also, as you can see in the picture right here, he was actually training, but nobody caught on to it that he was actually training for this. And then for him to actually go through with it was definitely pretty cool. But this picture right here though is hilarious. Like him basically saying like, y'all said they was fast, but not that fast. Like that's funny because I bet like all the like football people was like, oh nah, this, that, whatever, and all this. But it's like it's definitely a different speed, a whole different world on this side of town. You feel what I'm saying? So it was really cool. So my dad was able to get a picture, as you can see right there. And yeah, it was great. It was great. It was a fun opportunity. Definitely, I would love to see, you know, more NFL athletes come out there and test the waters, because I don't think people understand, you know, the difference between track and football speed. But you seen what he said in the interview. You know, he definitely realized it now. And so, other than that, you know, it was definitely fun. It was all good. But hey, that's the end of that video. I appreciate y'all rocking with your boy, and I'm out.
Yeah.